Hello, Bl'Artagnan here, bringing you Lords of Subsidence, Lufenia. I've been challenged by Theologica as part of Simply Lost's Content Creator Challenge for the DFFOO community. And that means I was given a random character that I had to bring through the latest Lufenia. In this case, we rolled Vayne, who happens, as luck would have it, to be one of my favorite characters to use in the game, so that was a happy accident. Shout out to Theologica, by the way, a fantastic runner who, I'm not sure if you're here how you aren't subscribed to Theologica already, but go subscribe to Theologica. They're one of the better players you're going to find in this community. It's kind of nuts. So the restrictions for this challenge are I have to use the selected character, in this case Vayne, and I can't switch them out. And that's it. That's the challenge. This means I can use whoever I want, however I want, aside from that. Which means I finally get to use Core outside of his own event. I've been waiting for a chance to do this, so here we are. I mean, I guess I could have used him just regular-wise for this, but, you know. Damn hipster genes and all that. We're also bringing Queen, who is a spectacular Autobot who's been absolutely killing it in this fight. And I get to use her for more than just, just standing there. She'll get to actually have a little action in this fight as well, which is pretty cool. You'll see we started there with Arciella for the call, as well as Jack, of course. And Laguna, I actually went out of my way to purple my Laguna because I hadn't done it before, and I mean, he's awesome, why wouldn't you? But something that folks often overlook with Laguna as his call is, he has the frame buffs from frame debuffs from his EX, and those include a 50% speed down, which is massive, along with sizable attack and defense downs, and that is tremendous. So watch this. These guys are just going to go ahead and push themselves pretty darn far back. Unfortunately, because of our Ciela call, which I applied like a doofus, they don't completely unbreak when they went under the threshold, but, well, basically it's going to make us keep their turns perfectly in check. We're not going to be seeing that recast this whole fight. Shockingly, Core is absurd here still, but he works really well with Vayne, who I will go ahead and admit I've kind of forgotten how to play it optimally. It's been a little while. So you're going to see me throwing some pummels out there. You're going to see me having that EX not be charged optimally. Fun fact, actually, for you. When I came back to the game back in almost a year ago, I want to say it was last August, Noctis BT debut, Vayne was the first character I purpled because he was my favorite in Cosmos, and I figured he'd be my favorite again. And he kind of carried me through getting back into the swing of things, which is fun. So it's nice to be able to use him here. Arciella keeping us safe. Eventually. There we go. Yeah, no, this is a fun little challenge idea from Simply Lost, who you should also subscribe to if you haven't by now. Good, very, a positive force for good in the community is what I was trying to say there. Kind of stumbled over my words a little bit there. But a fine fella who has put out the call to try to, get a bit of, what do you want to call it, engagement and kind of raising some awareness for some lesser-known content creators, which is an admirable cause. I dig it. I myself actually ended up rolling, if you want to call it that, and picking Gothics, who I'll also be linking in the... All the people I'm throwing at you name-wise, I'll put them in the description so you can see them and find them. Good folks you should be checking out, but Gothics will be running Edward in this Lufenia as a result of my my spin of the roulette wheel. Man, oh man. Anyway, in terms of the actual run here, it's kind of been like, just using Core with Vayne's free turns, which is nothing surprising or shocking. It's just fun to be able to use it with Vayne. And yes, I could have used Queen's Brave attack there. My thinking using more of the HP attack is I want the EX to be up as often as possible, just because it does more damage. I don't know. I'm still figuring out how the best way to use Queen, what the best way to use Queen is. So this is me realizing that I'm not really sure. This is the part where I start kind of making some misplays. So we go ahead and I saw this coming, but Cloud Darkness gets a free break here because there it is. The trick with playing Vayne is to really be mindful of the enemy's break status, so that you can use a well-timed AA or free turn or whatever to unbreak them at the right time, and when you want to use his skill 2 to unbreak them, to push them back. That's, he's a master turn manipulator if you can keep that break and re-break stuff in check. Kind of keep track of it. I'll tell you right now, I don't do a great job in this fight of doing that. But there it is. We're gonna just, this is me. I just start spamming the AAs, and in hindsight, I probably should have just tried to time them to get the breaks. And it was a little bit of a clustercluck. But we have Core, we have Cloud of Darkness, we have Queen. We are doing just fine. We got the Shiva summon, we got the Jack debuff. Everything's just dandy. And I keep talking about that. Laguna speed down there is pretty handy for keeping these guys off our backs. That's also why I brought the RCL call to stack that. Because hey, you know, speed down, baby. Pay no attention to my Vayne skill order to this point. It's not good. But yeah. Speaking of community engagement, I've said this in the last video, but tonight will be the third episode of the live stream. My weekly, well, I say my, it's our shared weekly DFFOO stream. Myself, Raw Life, and Type Zoe on twitch.tv/rawlife, or raw_life, I should say. We'll be discussing a number of things. We'll be talking about this event, the Rosa Reno event that'll be dropping later tonight. We'll maybe touch upon some of that the Setzer controversy you may have seen out and about in the community. Share our thoughts on that, because I'm sure that hasn't been talked to death enough already at this point. So at this point, I'm pretty sure I've almost let Queen's skill 2 buff fall off, but luckily most of her stuff extends her buffs, so we're not really in a problem place there. I definitely should have skill 2'd there, right? That should have been a skill 2, but c'est la vie. I'm looking forward to Vayne LDBT because he's so much fun to play, and he looks so cool, and his animations are so neat, and oh man. Look at that, just punching and stuff. Giant sword. I haven't even played Final Fantasy 12. I don't care. I just think he looks cool. It's all about that player experience, right? So again, the speed down really paying off for us here. Not that we're not already kind of kicking their butts because we're using Core and a turn stealer, so I don't know. But yeah, I gotta say, Core is a lot of fun to use. I know I haven't really used him that much, but he's a good time. In any case, we are trying to close this out here. Me realizing once again that I've goofed up the skill rotation with Vayne, and have ended up with an EX at the middle of his plus skills. So here we go. Fun little synergy there. Core broke them so that Vayne could re-break them. Yeah, at this point we're just kind of trucking on through. This is probably going to be the last run of this stage I do. I feel like I've done a bunch of them. Man, and almost all of them have completely ignored the boss mechanics aside from pushing them back, which on the one hand feels a bit disingenuous, because, you know, I usually try to give the bosses a couple turns just to see their mechanics, but the mechanics these guys use include, what do you call it, dispelling buffs on your party, and I hate that. It feels bad. I don't like the feeling of it. There's nothing, like, illegal about it. I just hate the way it feels, and so if I can avoid letting that happen, I'm gonna try to stop that. Anywho, here we go. Closing this out with Core, with the rainbow numbers. If you want more rainbows, we'll be talking Setzer tonight, so we'll see you at 8:30 on the live stream. And thanks for watching. Shoutouts again to Simply Lost and Theologico for putting this onto my plate, I guess. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.